up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Hey guys, Bullhorn Betty here, giving you breaking daily updates related to the Sebastian Rogers case. This is going to blow your mind, guys. I've been personally covering the case of Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from Hendersonville, Tennessee. His mother, Katie Proudfoot, and stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, came out and told their stories in this interview about what transpired related to the disappearance of their 15-year-old son. Katie, Sebastian's mother, describes the day before he disappeared, Sunday, February 25th. They went to BJ's, he got a colossal popcorn, he was just a very happy, jovial young man, and they came home, put some snacks away, and then they went to a local bowling alley, and next to the bowling alley was a steakhouse where they ate. After they ate, they loaded up and went home. He took out the garbage, and the rest is history. He goes to bed at 9 p.m. Mom goes to bed at midnight. She awakes at 6 a.m. to wake Sebastian up as she normally does, and he's gone. Christopher Proudfoot states that he was not even in the area at the time that Sebastian left the home, that he was many miles away as he was working in Memphis and staying in his camper in Mississippi. A lot of people watching this case unfold became very, very skeptical of both Katie and Christopher Proudfoot's story about what happened leading up to Sebastian's disappearance. Many people noticed the deep abrasion scratches in some areas looking like bite marks on Christopher Proudfoot's arms some 8 days after Sebastian disappeared. Seth Rogers, which is Sebastian's biological father, decided to start doing some ground searches and raised money on a GoFundMe page to aid those efforts. Christopher Proudfoot threatened Sebastian's father in a lawsuit related to the GoFundMe page, and also the fact that Seth appeared to make the other side of the family, look bad. Many people went out searching for Sebastian Rogers, and the one thing that was missing out of all the efforts volunteers put forth was Christopher and Katie Proudfoot. And when people asked them why they weren't out searching for their very son that went missing from their home, they told people that it was because law enforcement told them to stay home. However, that very evening, they were seen at a barbecue joint outside of the home enjoying a dinner. Meanwhile, never once searching for their very son that they say they care about and want to come home. Media was in an uproar, demanding answers from both Katie and Christopher Proudfoot why they're not helping with any searches for their son. And what was their response? They got in their camper, packed it up, and took off. Sebastian's mom and stepfather took off to a campground in Mississippi, where they returned home for a short while and then returned back to this campground. Right now, it appears that the camper is still at this mobile home park or RV park with Chris's truck, but we have confirmed Chris is not staying there and has installed a camera on the camper. There are so many people curious as to why there's a camera on this camper, but not on their home before Sebastian Rogers walked out that door. The sheriff was very cordial at the beginning of this search for Sebastian when he truly believed both Katie and Chris Proudfoot were deemed innocent and had no culpability in the disappearance of their son. If you look at the newest interview Nick Barris has with this very sheriff, you see a much different demeanor. Does this case anger me? You darn right. Does it make me want to almost lose my mind? You darn tootin'. Chris and Katie have a lot of explaining to do, because what I just laid out for you is only a minor, small amount of the case against them.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work. We will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America. And more importantly, God bless our victims. Well, good morning, my beautiful coffee beans. It's wonderful to see you here this morning. Happy TGIF. We are all strolling up in Friday like, what? Today is the day. You guys have made it through the week. You guys have white-knuckled it, right? White-knuckled it. And you guys made sure you didn't kill one of your coworkers in the process. So I am very, very, very proud of you. Last night, we had quite the show, We went through a lot of information with Seth. I'm hopeful that, maybe he'll come back at another time, but, I was fairly thorough with him. He is a victim His son is missing. His son is Sebastian Rogers. We've been covering him for a while. It's this beautiful boy right here. He's a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared literally from his bed inside his home on February 26, 2024, just this year, just a few months ago, right? Almost just a little over 90 days ago. What are we at now? Like 94 days, 95 days? This poor boy has been missing? And we still got yahoos bitching about his innocent father out here on the streets of YouTube like idiots? Insane. Insane in the membrane. We got a lot of work to do. There are two people that have a lot of explaining to do that are hiding from the world and going over to the feel-good communities. The ones that back the bad guys. Funny how that happens, right? Backs the bad guys. Katie was the only one that was obviously home with Sebastian. What we learned from Seth is that law enforcement has stated repeatedly, even on the record, for the people in the back, they can't even prove this child walked out of the door. What? What? Interesting. I thought I was a horrible person for indicating or even remotely thinking that. Good gracious. Good gracious. So good morning, everyone. Vermont Girl SSD. I'm not going to be able to go through all of these, but I will try to go through as many as I can. Melissa, it's nice to see you. Our beautiful Just Deb and Blessed is up in the house. Maui Girl, it's nice to see you. MJ, our beautiful Karen up in the house. Oh, this reminds me. I just want to take a few moments for everybody that's in the chat. Please tell your moderators, thank you. You got to understand, last night, we had a massive amount of people in this chat for the obvious reasons of learning something new about Sebastian Rogers or the case. And, when you have that many people, you're going to have disgruntled people. You're going to have people that fail to follow the rules of one chat, even though you don't go over to their channel and stir up shit. They want to come over to your channel and stir up shit, and they could stay blocked for life for that bullshit right there. So, I don't go, if there's ever a content creator that ever comes over here and rocks my boat on my channel, and I don't do that on your channel, you're going to be blocked. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're growing. I travel this entire country. There's going to be a point in time when you're going to need to speak to me. So you better think about that real quick before you start stepping on my toes, because I won't have shit to do with you. And that is a true, hard, cold fact. So you guys need to make a decision whether you want to be children, or you want to act like you got some damn scruples. Teresa, good morning. Stephanie, Sonia. What do we have? Little Miss South. It's nice to see you. I Spy, Gigi for Life, Retired EMT. Betty, it's nice to see you this morning. Lulu's Nana, it's wonderful to see you here. Danielle, Angela, Elizabeth. It was a very, and everybody else, I'm going to kind of gloss over this. Who else do we have? Oh, Melly Cat. Oh, thank you for reminding us what it's all about. It's all about Sebastian's army, Sebastian Strong. We are here for a boy. We're not here for content creators, little pissing contest or crybaby sessions, or, maybe we need to start mailing, some safe spaces, coloring books, and crayons to some of these creators out here on the streets of YouTube. Just a suggestion. Maybe we will get a collection of money together. It seems like these people need a lot of, extra special help, right? So maybe if we give them a nice little pretty coloring book and some good crayons, maybe they'll just go over in the corner and work on that. I don't know. I feel like we got a bunch of people that hit their head on stupid. I hope they bring it back here. I hope they start talking about Sebastian and his father in a more positive light. I think that if anything, this interview showed you a broken man. It showed you that this man loved his son. It showed you that he knows he's not a perfect father, but he's out here doing the best he can in the situation he's got. Meanwhile, he's got wolves at his back trying to stop him and prevent him from doing this, and he just can't understand why. It's either you're here to help his son or you're not. And it appears that people are showing they're not here to help his son. They're here for their click and their view. They're here for their notoriety. They're here to show that they can. They're here to show you, look what I can do better than his own father. You will make me sick. Let me just be very clear. Anybody that's acting like that, you make me sick. And I promise you, you will not like the results of your actions in the future. I can promise you that. Absolutely promise you that you're not going to like the actions in the future based upon your bullshit today. Just saying. Because you get people's attention. And when you get people's attention, they start looking in your closet, right? And then when you start sitting there talking about a father, and then we see all this nonsense and shit in your own closet, right? Recent shit. Recent stuff. Like you fighting for somebody else's kid, but you got your own son writing you, begging you for your time, and you won't even write him back, pick up the phone, or call? You're out here fighting for somebody else's kid while you have $50,000 in child support and not even taking care of your own damn children? Have you lost your damn mind? And you're attacking this father? Have you lost your ever-loving mind? Just curious. Just curious. Who else's girlfriend are you going to steal there, little boy? Just asking for a few 100,000 people that you think don't know what happened. The setup, right? The recordings. The private recordings, it doesn't sound like a setup at all. Doesn't sound like some bullshit at all. Not at all. Huh. All part of the same group. All intertwined together. Kind of funny how that happens. You guys will learn. I'll be dropping a deuce on it. Don't worry about it. Like I said, nobody does drama better than me. I'm hoping everybody gets back on track. Right? I hope everybody gets back on track, but if anybody thinks that I can't go out here, stir up a whole bunch of shit, and still be coming out smelling like a rose, you done lost your damn mind. I got 3 years of proving that I can do that, just that. Stir up a whole bunch of shit, call a whole bunch of people out on their bullshit. I can certainly can do that. I certainly can do that. All this poor, bad behavior with all these filthy, disgusting things in your own closet. Keep talking. Go ahead. Because you know what? They may not listen to your ex-girlfriend and they may not listen to your wife that you're still married to. But I can tell you, I capture the people's attention here on 2 major platforms. I can certainly get a message out very loudly and very clearly. Just a little food for thought. So what did you guys all think about the interview? Did you guys learn something? Who watched the interview? By a show of 1s and 2s. If you watched the interview, throw a 1 in the house, or 1 in the house. If you didn't watch it, throw a 2. All I'm going to do if you throw a 2 in here is redirect you back to last night's interview. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. If you didn't watch it, you're going to be redirected. Look for this thumbnail, but it looks a little different, right? Okay. Did you guys learn something? Did you guys learn something from that? I did. You want to know what the jaw dropper for me was? Is the mental, physical, and verbal abuse that Katie had way back when she was, emasculating Seth about how he was a stay-at-home dad because she wanted to run off to the military. I think that was, because we're looking for somebody that snaps, that has a little fuse that likes to go off. And we heard that about Katie last night. And Katie happened to be the only one left in the house with Sebastian. And we learned that you have to be very careful with Sebastian's condition. Sebastian was not a candidate for a stent, so he has fluid on the brain. She's a drinker, heavy drinker, which is a lot of what you guys had thought. I asked him about that, the court documents. He couldn't remember when she filed for divorce. I asked him if he, what that felt, what that would, if he found out that that was the case, and it was literally 8 years to the day, that seemed to have struck a chord. It seemed to have, triggered an emotional response out of him, which is sad. I knew that there was going to be a lot of stuff that I was going to, because I knew I was going to be prying. And in all fairness, I forewarned him that I was going to pry. I told him I basically told him if I lifted his skirt, just let me know and I'd back off, because, at the end of the day, he's a father. I know the unique situation between him and the other side, the parents. And the one thing that I wanted to get as much information out of the interview without being accusatory or, causing additional drama or trauma between him and the Proudfoots. That was my biggest concern, because it's a hard dance to do, because you want information. No matter how you're going to try to get this information, somebody's going to have hurt feelings, because you're basically, looking at two people and saying, I feel like that you're lying, right? Nobody likes to hear that. Even if they're doing it and they know they're doing it, nobody likes to be, know that. So I know it's uncomfortable for them, but in an effort to try to tamper down, everything that's going on, I worked very hard on crafting the words that I used. I was trying really, really, really hard to speak about Katie, but I didn't want to sour the interview by pushing when I knew they were shutting me down. So I respected his position on it. That's, at the end of the day, still the mother of his children. He still has to be a gentleman. He's still trying. His problem, he's got problems, but he's trying to, as much as possible, take the high road. And as you can imagine, in a situation like I don't even know if I would be capable of taking any type of high road, to be honest with you. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta get this thing off. This thing drives me nuts. It's my little screen. I don't know if you guys can see that, but my little screen, I hate it, because I got a little fuzzy thing on here. I don't need that. I don't know, it comes with all the shit. I don't know what it is used for. I'm not a normal content creator. I don't know how to do any of this stuff back here. I'm scooting by my butt. So I kind of just bit your ear for a little bit. I'm going to open up the phone lines, because, I felt like you guys didn't get, it was such a long, drawn out interview that by the time we were done, we didn't really have so much time. I was hoping that interview would have taken like maybe an hour and a half, tops. But, he was talking about Sebastian, and I didn't want to stop him. So if he was going to be talking about anything related to his son or this case, if he was going to talk, I was just going to let him talk. I felt like, he's been through enough interviews. I think he knew how to control himself or make sure he didn't say things that hindered him. But I also knew there were certain things. So I didn't want him to be emotional and then, open his mouth and get himself into a quagmire, legally, especially with the DCS paperwork. So I was even very cautious about how I asked about that, but because I hadn't talked to him about that, I needed to caution him that I realized that, there's limitations lawfully that he can't discuss. And I just wanted to let him understand that I understood that, I respect that, but could you at least answer this? And fortunately enough, my question was generally, general enough that he was able to at least give us the answer. And I think my question was something, because it wasn't on my list, so I think it was something like, the stuff, I think I said something like, I'm not going to go, I don't want you to answer the stuff you can't answer, but could you at least answer this? Was the stuff that was contained in the report, what did I ask him? Like, more than you had anticipated or more than you thought it would be, or something to that effect. We'll go through the interview a little later, But for right now, I just want to open it up because I want my audience to be able to call in and express themselves. Let me know how you guys feel about it. But the phone lines are officially open if you guys are interested in calling. Just keep it to topic. My audio just dropped. So give me just a second. I might have to refresh. I freaking hate this. And it turned off. Guys, hold on a second. My audio just dropped. I'm going to have to refresh. Give me a second. All right, I want to make sure I'm back. Can you guys hear this? Whoever's calling, you're going to have to call back because I'm trying to test my system because right now I don't have anything set up. So don't call in if you don't want to be doxxed. Okay. Can you guys hear that? Okay, you guys could hear that. Can you guys hear this? Hey, Miss Harmony. Betty, I'm overseas calls. I wanted to say you asked great questions, and it was great to hear about the life of Sebastian. Oh, thank you, Miss Harmony. That means a lot to me. God bless you. I haven't seen you in a while, but thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, it sounds like the phones should be on. It sounds like they're working fine. So if you guys would like to call in now, I didn't mean to kick the other person off. I'm sorry, but what I have, it's something with StreamYard. It's been kicking audio. This is Betty.
Hi, Betty. This is Tina White from Ohio.
Oh, well, hi, Tina. How are you doing, my love?
Good. First, I just want to commend you on one of the best interviews I've ever watched. You have such class and sympathy and just, I am so beyond just, I am for Seth and Sebastian and the hell with everybody else.
Right.
It's just how I feel.
Yeah.
And I just think everybody needs to keep that in mind. The raw emotion of Seth, if people cannot see that, there's something wrong with them.
Right.
You cannot fake that.
Yeah.
You cannot fake that. That man, I cried through that whole interview. The thought of him looking over and seeing snacks that his child has ate, I just don't even know how someone contain themselves. The thought that he has to see his child's room that he's not in, I just don't even know how. But one thing I didn't realize, that he lived an hour and a half away from them. For some reason, I thought he lived closer.
No, he was a long, far way away, and he was at work on camera. And I know what happened. This is what caused all the hurt feelings. I finally went back and looked at it. So this is what happened. JLR went out there with a good heart. He really tried to help this family. And then the United Cajun Navy came in and got into Seth's ear and twisted Seth and made him kind of go against JLR. And it hurt JLR's feelings because JLR was really out there trying to help. And so instead of JLR just realized this is a hurt man and he's very confused and he's got a lot of people pulling him every different way, he decided to go scorch earth on this man because of his hurt feelings. And that's truly what happened. And I just wish JLR would understand this man is broken. If he would have just chilled out and just laid back and just let things die down, it would not be here. Things would have been patched up and would have been better. But he didn't give it an opportunity before he decided to slice this man's throat and put a freaking knife in his back.
And what people don't realize, okay, if you don't come from a lot of money, and I don't think Seth comes from a lot of money.
Doesn't.
I think, okay, if my child was missing, anybody that wanted to help me, I would let them help me. I don't care who the hell it is. I would let all of them help me.
Right.
And you see what I'm saying? Like he's let so many people. You're not going to worry about what their background is. You're not going to sit and check on everybody.
I find funny though. It's only the people that have a background that are concerned about somebody else's background. Nobody gives a shit.
I know it's just they're saying like because he let Tony and he let this person and he let that. I would let anybody help me that would help me.
Anybody.
And then it could be a murderer that just got out of jail. If they're looking for my son, let them look for my son. What are they?
Murderer. I would probably have a problem with that.
But you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're being.
It ain't like it's not like you're looking them up to know that they're a murderer. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you wouldn't even know that they were. Mm-hmm. It's just like it's a person out there looking. Right. It's not like you're checking them up. Yeah. They're just people out there looking. And then for him to have to hold in the emotions, knowing in his heart, he did say something last night that kind of broke my heart, and I don't know if anybody caught it. When he was talking about, I can't even think what he was saying. Damn, now I can't remember it. But I think in his heart, that part of him kind of thinks that Sebastian might be gone.
Oh no, you can see it. He's struggling. I think that's what his problem is right. He's struggling for hope. You know, his mind, his common senses.
Oh, here's what he said. When he was talking about, he was teaching him with your hands. You can either.
Oh God, that was hard being a builder or being.
I know. And he said, I think he was gonna be a builder. Yeah. He said the word was gonna be.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking in my heart, like part of him is like starting to realize that there might be a possibility that he might not be with us.
Yeah, I think that's why Seth is so emotional. Is you know.
Yeah, because he's starting to realize there could be a possibility that he's not with us.
Right. And
I mean, I don't think he'll never accept it. I don't think he'll ever accept it unless they find his body. Yeah. You could tell it. He'll never accept it.
I just don't think Chris and Katie are this. They're idiots, and I think that they've made mistakes. I think law enforcement will. I pray that they're idiots, and I pray that law enforcement finds their mistakes. Let me put it that way. I
just pray there's no kind of cover-up shit. I worry about that with that police department, with everybody.
Yeah, but you know what? Nobody's going to put their neck out for a kid. I mean, sorry, not sorry. You can have a blue wall for a lot of topics and a lot of cover-ups. You know, covering people's ass for stupid stuff. But when it comes to a child, I don't know any law enforcement that's going to.
They wouldn't do that.
That's just one area you don't want to mess with.
Good, because I worry about that. I'm just like,
you know, but just think about it. I mean, if they were caught doing something like that, they would have it wouldn't just be a book thrown at them. It would be the weight of the world thrown at them. I mean, you're talking about corruption on a missing child. I mean, there's no coming back from that. Law enforcement knows that. I don't think law enforcement would do that. Just my personal opinion, but who knows? Who knows?
Patty, you're going to get to the bottom of all this. You will.
I'm trying to. Well, you know, I think we have gotten to the bottom of a lot of stuff because, you know, long before Seth came out here, we were already talking about how this child, there's no way that there's no proof that this child walked out of the house. And I
keep hearing a bunch of rumors. Do you know anything about the truth of this? I'm sure it's just a rumor that the Bauer Sox took the original camper and that he got a new camper.
That's absolutely 100% rumor. Nobody would know that. There's no.
Oh, I figured that.
I'm in this. I mean, you know, I have to be honest with you. You know, it's mostly me. I mean, my mods work very hard at getting me information. But when I'm back here and I'm working, I don't stop to go check my mod chat. So I'm back here working a lot, and I'm intimately knowledgeable about this. Do I miss some things? Of course I do. But that's something I don't think I would miss because I'm constantly on all platforms every single day just checking for new information.
Oh, I know. You fill up my day, girl. I wait for you. You fill up my day.
Yeah.
I watch it. I believe he was killed somewhere around 9 or 10. I really do.
I think it was 10 because everything started popping off right there at 9:43. I feel like whatever happened right then because she's like, oh crap, and she calls her husband.
Yeah, I believe he was killed the night before.
That's what.
All right, well, I took up a lot of your time, but I just have to tell you, you just so classy, so perfect. You did the digging, you asked the hard questions, but you did it in a classy way, and
Right.
it was just great. You
You'll
did
see. I
great.
have absolute respect for my audience, whether no matter how I feel. Like even if it was Katie and Chris, you're not getting me cussing them out or doing that. I ask tough questions and hold them, but you don't have, like I said, you don't have to scream at them. You don't have to. You can challenge. You can challenge questions by speaking to people. You don't have to be nasty to get. Actually, to be honest with you, being nasty turns people off. It puts them in a
Yeah,
defensive manner. It puts their guards up. That's not what you want when you're in an interview. You want everybody comfortable. You want people, kind to one another. And quite frankly, like I said before, those rules are the rules of the chat during interviews. We have a zero tolerance policy. Not a zero tolerance policy for Seth, not a zero tolerance policy for our favorite people that we will interview, a zero tolerance policy when there's a guest on the screen, period.
yeah. I don't want to watch an interview of Katie and them on one of these platforms where they won't ask them a question. I want to watch it on a platform where someone will actually ask them a question that's pertinent to the case, not what they like to just eat. Something that a hard question. What's the point of watching something where, oh, do they like to eat this or that? This case is to find Sebastian.
Yeah, but I also
So
want
if
to
they're not well, go
want to
ahead.
point something out about that. Seth broke down talking about his bars, his fruit bars or his fiber bars or
Yeah,
whatever he likes.
fiber one part.
And Katie's there talking about, Sebastian's food, drinks, and everything, and laughing.
Laughing. She's sick. She's sick.
And this man
I'm
here
telling
can't
you
even
all.
look at a box of food he bought for his son without frickin' just breaking down.
I'm telling you, they're borderline psychopaths.
Yeah. Katie's got some
Yeah,
problems.
seriously.
We nailed that. I just want to say for everybody, you guys need to put clappy hands because Pebbles was the pusher of that. I was gun-ho Chris Proudfoot and Pebbles, pulled me back. It's like, you might be missing something here, Betty.
Yeah, I think something with what Seth was saying, like, it seemed like she never had the connection with Sebastian. Like,
It sounds like when she found out
she never
Sebastian was
bonded with
wrong,
him.
that she took off. She literally took off. She found out her kid was sick and I gotta go.
Right. Well, go on, Betty. You have other people have other things. It was great talking to you.
Thank you. Everybody enjoyed your comments in here. I'm hearing everybody's clapping hands for you, so thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. You have a great day, Betty, and I'll be following and following.
You too.
Give Sebastian or give Seth our love, and I'm following him and praying for him every day.
Yep. And who are we? We are who?
Sebastian's Army.
There you go. God bless you.
All right. God bless you.
Bye-bye. This is Betty.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm doing well. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Tammy. I'm calling from Tennessee.
Oh, well, it's lovely to hear from you, Tammy. What can I do for you? How's everything going after that interview?
I think it was very well done. I think we got some more information we needed to know. And my heart just goes out to Seth. It's just so hard to watch him, bless his heart. It's just, I can't feel what he's going through, but I sure can see it.
Yeah, it's definitely a difference between him and Katie, I would have to say, 100%.
Absolutely. I was just wondering on a theory I've been thinking of. Do you think there could have been any way? I know that they said that he, rumored, allegedly, put him in the garage to sleep sometimes. Do you think that maybe it could have been carbon monoxide poisoning?
Believe it or not, Sonia had brought that up. She said, if he was just, as a devil's advocate, if he was sleeping in the garage on a mattress, how cold it must have been that night. And, could he have gotten a hold of some keys and maybe just cranked up the car to get warm and not realized what he did? And Of course, anything could be a possibility, but for whatever reason, I really don't believe he was sleeping in the garage. That story came up and blew away, and nobody picked it up. So when things like that happen, that tells me it was bullshit. Excuse my language.
Exactly. And another thing too, I know it was also allegedly rumored that Katie had maybe another significant other. Do you think Sebastian could have walked in on something he wasn't supposed to see?
Yeah, that was early on. That was rumors up front that happened when I first got into this case. And so I sent some friends out there to the neighbors while they were all out in the streets just to kind of peruse around, not be nosy, but be nosy, and just kind of talk to some of the neighbors. And they were asking if that they heard that through the grapevine, Katie was, and they said no, they have never seen anybody go to that house. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, but that's what they said. So I don't know. Nobody that lived around her, and they didn't say they didn't want to talk about it. They just said they never saw anything like that.
It's just such a mystery. I'm just beginning to wonder if he ever went back into that house that night. It's just, I don't know. But the truth will come one day.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
But we did learn that there was no proof of life that saw him go back to the house, but law enforcement truly does not believe he left the house or has no, and I shouldn't say that. The actual words were that they had no evidence that he ever left the house, is what was said.
And just one more thing. Did I read somewhere or did I dream it? I don't know. I've watched so much.
I have to ask myself that on a daily.
Did they go visit an aunt that day also, and she had some children, and did something kind of happen where Sebastian may have said something out of the way to one of the children?
No, I think that's rumored too, because nobody, I went through all the stuff through Aunt Melissa and Dara's commentary. They were on a chain, very early when this child went missing, talking about, oh yeah, I saw Katie that day she came over, telling. So I read through all of their comments and I never saw anything like that. I was actually confused because we were told that it was one cousin and two aunts. And when we started reading it, it appeared to be two cousins and one aunt. So I was a little confused about that because I'm, still have not gotten clarification on that issue.
Well, I also heard that Chris, when he was talking on an interview, that he said everybody involved, and he mentioned the sister, his sister. And I thought, that's kind of strange, everybody involved, and he's mentioned his sister, so.
Yeah, but you know what? This is what really pisses me off, excuse my language. But what really gets me, what burns my grits is, I was thinking that nobody in the immediate family was out there searching for Sebastian, but I've never asked the question. And so when I had an opportunity, and I could tell Seth didn't want to answer it because you could see he was weighing whether it was going to cause more drama than it helped, but he did answer it. And not one person in their family, not the Bowersocks, not Aunt Melissa, not Dara, not anybody that lives in that immediate area that saw this child regularly. Let me repeat that saw this child regularly. Not one person from their family went out to help look for this boy. Not one.
And that just says guilt all over from somewhere.
That tells me the whole damn family knows what happened.
Exactly, because I could not imagine one of my children missing and me just packing up and just leaving and going 3 hours away somewhere and not even attempt to. I would be everywhere looking for him. I mean, I look for Sebastian every day.
Yeah.
Whether I'm driving down the road and I look in a car that's beside me or just anywhere, and it just seems so much guilt from that side somewhere. Yeah, that whole family's involved somehow.
Yeah, but nobody, like, you had this boy at your house. You just spent the day with him. You just were out shopping with him, and he's missing. I mean, I got enemies that would come out and look for me.
Exactly. I mean, if it was my next door neighbor or coworker, I would be out helping them. I mean.
Yeah, but I got people in this town that I have, I'm political here. Stepped on their damn toes. If something happened to me, they would be out in the woods looking for me.
Exactly. It's just, I just can't wait till it all comes to light and we find out what's going on and where Sebastian is.
But you know what? You know what? Let's be honest. I think my firm position on what I think that happened the minute that Katie and Chris chose to leave their house and go 3.5. At that moment, exactly. For me was when I said, that's too much. That's
when I saw that, I was like, they did what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! But
no, Ma, I have never dude. I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of women. I've seen a lot of hurt women over their children. I've talked to a lot of moms that have lost their children. I've hugged them. I've cried with them. And you've got this nothing. They left. I have never in my life.
Even mothers that are guilty that got on television, I mean, they were even more emotional about their child than she is. I mean, it's just,
you want to hear this? I went back and I was watching, and you could see whenever you could tell when I started getting nervous, like when I was about to hit, Seth with like a tougher question that I didn't know if he was going to answer. I started seeing myself rocking back, and when I went back to review it, I'm like,
oh no!
I'm like, did I just pull a Katie? I just pulled a Katie. I'm sitting here going.
Oh no!
I saw myself do it. I'm like, please stop, Andrew. Please stop. About 2 minutes later, I stop. I'm like,
well, I appreciate it, Betty. I know you have other people that want to call in, but thank you so much for what you did, and thank you for that interview.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. But, like I said, it was to I wanted people to feel Seth, because I feel like he was getting lost in the mix, and he's the one with the biggest message for his son. And he's fighting. Exactly. He's the only person, he's the only biological person in this boy's life that's literally going insane because this boy's not in it. Nobody else seems to give a shit. That's what's so amazing to me.
You're right. You're right. Exactly. Well, you have a good rest of your day, Betty, and thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
That was there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That for me was very emotional. I know there was times I did my eyes, and I was just talking to him, so I didn't have to have my glasses on. Sometimes I wear my glasses because to be honest with you, it makes my eyes look better, okay? Especially when you're 40-something years old. You get these little black things under them, okay? So every now and again, this right here is a great fix when you don't feel like putting some foundation on, okay? I'm just saying. If you want the real, there's the real. But last night, these things stayed on. I was reading questions, but there was a lot of times that he wasn't answering. Is it Rapper's birthday? I don't believe it's Rapper's birthday. I think Rapper just wants me to sing happy birthday, which I'm not singing happy birthday to Rapper. Rapper doesn't like me. Well, Rapper likes me like half the time. Half the time, Rapper doesn't like me. So I don't know if I'm going to like Rapper on his birthday today. I'm just kidding, Rapper. Happy birthday, you humbug. Our cricket coffee bean. I don't know what to do with you, Rapper. I really don't. But if it's your birthday, happy birthday, love bug. I know me and you we go to the mattress every now and again, but we do love you. I wish you'd be a little nicer in chat and, whatever, but hey, we take you for who you are. We haven't blocked you yet. Well, we might have. But we keep unblocking you for some reason, so you're good, okay? Happy birthday. Your birthday present is you get 2 days, to dog Betty in chat without getting blocked. Okay, there you go. There you go. There's my present to you. You can dog Betty in chat for 2 days, okay? 48 hours, that's it, okay? I don't want you getting too comfortable doing it. This is Betty.
Hey.
Well, hello. Who's this and where are you calling from?
I'm just a good old Kentucky holler girl. How you doing today, sweetheart?
I am doing well. I love your chipper personality. You're making me smile. I love it.
Well, I've been watching since that Gabby Petito, man. You after over that Bullhorn. I'm like, hell yeah. Go get it, girl. You doing something good, you know what I'm saying? But you should be well over 100,000, subs.
Yeah, well, we had people throttling the account for a year and a half. So now that that's done and over with, we're got the pedal to the metal.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to make you mad at me now, because
Go ahead and spit it out. Go ahead, we're good.
you say you okay. I mean, I don't want you to hang up on me.
I got the button on the hang up. I'm waiting. Come on. No, I'm just joking.
Okay. I just believe that, sometimes, I mean, you even give your own subs hell.
Yeah.
I mean, if they disagree with you a little bit, man, you're like, block, talk to you later.
Yeah, that was back in the day. We were under a lot of pressure back then. We had hate coming literally from everywhere. Anybody that said anything, we didn't know whether it was a troll or somebody triggering. So there was a lot of stuff that went on, back then. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you can't let JLR get to you either. You know what I'm saying?
But what he's doing to this family is pissing me off. I'm sorry. I just rather not spit his name out my mouth ever again, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody looks at, because I've lost a child and I've lost a lot of family members. I've had a hard life. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
But I mean, sometimes you gotta, because you really don't know what either side of those parents are going through. Chris and Katie or Seth, either one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it to be great like you want to be, you should be well over 100,000. And I believe if you could just actually take some criticism, listen to somebody, every now and then, without getting mad, like you say you have been, you might be, but you go in hard on people when there's the cops are saying, think about it. You know how the law is.
Well, this is the problem. I don't listen. You guys wait for cops to tell you stuff. I don't. I go out there and put my boots on the ground to find out the stuff, so I don't have to rely on law enforcement to tell me what's going on. That's what.
Yeah, but what you're getting is. Yeah, but what you're getting is hearsay. You don't know if that's the truth.
That's not true.
I mean, that's why it takes so long for the law.
No, let's back it down. Let's back it down. So you're saying I got hearsay. Now, that's your opinion because you don't know what I'm doing. So if I'm out there corroborating this, looking at the information, seeing that they are legit, that's the part that you're saying that I'm listening to hearsay when I'm not. This is where
but why would you
hold on. This is where we have lack of communication here, because you're not understanding that I'm actually doing the work. And I'm making my opinion based on the work that I'm doing. And people are getting upset with my opinion and coming to my channel and dogging me for my opinion while they want to have theirs. That's the problem I have.
No. What I'm only saying is you don't like nobody else's opinion.
No, that's not true. You've been utterly respectful to you while you've been condescending.
No, I am too. I am too. I think you should be listening.
But I'm taking your criticism and I'm doing it with a smile on my face while you're telling me.
But no, I'm trying to explain to you what I'm saying is, you can.
Is this about Sebastian or is it about? Okay, let me take this back. Is this about Sebastian? Because this whole show is about Sebastian. It's not about Bullhorn Betty. It's not about you not liking me. It's not about how I treat my audience. It's about Sebastian. Do you have any comments on Sebastian or the interview or anything related to the topic of conversation that we're covering? Or are you just going to beat me up here on the phone and expect me to keep?
I'm not trying to beat you up, honey. I'm not trying to beat you up.
You understand this show is not about Bullhorn Betty. It is about
I'm okay. I'll just quit. Okay. I'll just quit beating around the bush. You are the problem. Okay. You ain't no detective. Okay. You're not nothing. There it is.
So why do you feel? Why are you on my channel?
You can talk about these cases without going and boots on the ground. There's a lot of YouTubers that does great jobs and they don't go out and get on bullhorns. They don't get out on bullhorns. Okay. They don't go get in people's lives.
Are you going to stop?
They don't go blame innocent. They don't blame innocent people because they're mad at their boyfriend because he broke up with them.
Okay. So now that we got to the root problem here, instead of you beating around the bush, let's address
the root problem, honey.
Okay,
when you talk shit to your own channel.
Are you going to let me talk, or are you going to keep trying to talk over me so we can't have a conversation about it? Because it seems like you're trying to argue. So are you going to...
No, go ahead. I'm actually surprised that you've let me say this much.
Well, then you should be respectful that I'm trying to have a conversation with you while you're being disrespectful on my own chat. When you're bringing this away from Sebastian and bringing it back to me and telling me I'm the problem when you know nothing about me, you've never lived my life, you don't have a clue what you're talking about, and you think you do, and then you hang up. Way to go.
What? No.
Wait, did she hang up? Who's this?
Hello, this is
Oh,
Lisa.
goodness gracious.
Be always.
That didn't sound like she was about Sebastian. It seemed like she was about attacking Bullhorn Betty and making it about me.
Absolutely.
And she says, I'm the problem. No, people like you are the problem because you're on my show saying you don't like the work I do, so much so that you call in. When have I ever done that? That sounds like really destructive, emotional, psychological, problematic behavior to me. Unhinged behavior. And then when I tried to give her an opportunity to let me speak and defend myself, she didn't want to hear it because she knows better than everybody. Those are the idiots on YouTube. Those are the people that are the problem on YouTube. And the problem is they really, truly don't think that they are the problem. But look how nasty and venomous that lady was when we're talking about a 15-year-old child. She had to make it all about me instead of what this whole entire thing's about. And she has no
Okay,
clue.
so let's make it about Sebastian now
Thank
and
you.
not about her. Okay? Okay. Yeah, it's Lisa B. Always. And
Oh, you're so sweet.
I wasn't going to call in. I swear I wasn't going to call in.
Well, I thought she hung
But
up, and I was like, now she hung up. I kept hearing the beeping in my ear, and right when I went to go, like, fix it, she's like, oh, and I'm like, but anyways, I'm done with her anyways. I gave her platform. She can suck a toe. Don't ever call my chat. Actually, you know what? Let me go back over there and block her so she can't call the chat again. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that, Lisa B. Always. That was
Oh, well, I think she just had something wrong with her coffee.
right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So last night, Seth would tell such heartwarming stories, and I would laugh and I would smile, and then all of a sudden we'd go into something, and I could tell that man's heart was just broken, and I was crying. It was like a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
But you did such a great job of holding it together. I was very thrilled. I was very thrilled you went in when you did on certain topics, mm-hmm. because a lot of things were verified. And I think that when you asked about the Bower Sox and when he talked about the conversation mm-hmm. at the house the first 3 days and their topics, I'm sorry, you had to pick me up off the floor.
Mm-hmm. Vacations, jewelry, not about Sebastian.
Yeah. And, after having gone back and watched the Nina interview, I don't know who did the Nina interview. I don't know. Nina Gomez.
Trev Time did the Nina interview, and he did a great job with the Nina interview. And I like him. He just let her talk. He did a great job.
Right. And anyway, and seeing how much that family was involved in her, in fighting her and using faith as a pawn, I'm like, man, they're all a bunch of narcissists. Mm-hmm. But coming back to Sebastian, we know where stepdaddy mm-hmm. gets his opinion and stuff. If the whole family's like that, mm-hmm. it just gets reinforced and reinforced and reinforced. And my point is, I know you've gone and looked at the map and where people lived, and well, this one has a lot more to lose to be involved and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we need to focus on. And I went back and I listened to that part again about where Seth was talking about Jima B. Mm-hmm. That's what I'll just call her, and how she has access to a lot of vacant buildings and this and that. Man, Betty, go back to my email, hon. I don't want to be right. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But your email did hit a lot of the hot buttons. I mean, it did make sense.
But I it's like I told my husband, I said, your wife's really good at this. I mean, this is the first time I've ever sat down and done this. Mm-hmm. I've gone through to the different channels and stuff,
and kind of listened and this and that. But there are very few. In fact, you're the only one I sub to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate
Okay. Well, it isn't much. We're on a limited income.
Yeah.
But here's my point. That search, when you talked about the 5-mile search and all that, I think initially that was probably a great plan. Mm-hmm. But I think, unfortunately, that 17-hour tour, I think that has a lot more to do with this. And I just pray and hope that law enforcement had a tracker on vehicles.
I think that's the reason why he left. I don't think they did. I think he knew the protocols because his family's in law enforcement. And he knew that if he left within this time to this time, they would follow him. But if he goes outside this time, they may not. I don't know. But it didn't sound like for the first 3 days Chris left. It sounds like it happened after Seth left that Wednesday. So it would have had to been Thursday or Friday that he left.
Right. And the fact that Katie can't even look at Seth and tell him, he knows when she's full of BS.
Yeah. He wouldn't answer that question either. I asked him if he thought her distraught that morning was genuine, and he didn't want to comment.
He knows this woman. He knows this woman better than any of us.
Mm-hmm. And he did tell us something wasn't right when he walked up there and she shoved a phone in his face. He said he obviously knew that he didn't feel comfortable right then and there. That was one of the first things he said out of his mouth. Like, when I got there, she shoves a phone in my mouth. See, I was at Costco yesterday. Or, BJ's. And he says...
Yeah, BJ's. And the photo was from Costco.
Costco's, yeah.
From the day before. Mm-hmm. See, and I hadn't heard the Costco thing. I don't know how I missed that.
Because it was only on one. It was only on one interview, and that was Dutch's. It was the very first one. That Costco trip went bye along with her sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, and there's a lot of storage containers that can be bought at those big box places.
Yes.
And I still maintain size 10, 10.5. Have you ever tripped over a size 10.5 shoe?
No, my feet are tiny. My feet are like a size 5.5 of men's.
Okay, but what I maintain, the shoes were left because you couldn't fit them in with a body in a container. Mm-hmm. And I have maintained all along that child got hit in the head. In my opinion, he got hit in the head. There's no blood evidence. But I think he went unconscious and, coma, whatever. And then when Mama states, when I went in there to wake him up and he was gone, mm-hmm. that truly means that he was gone at that point. Before that, he was in a coma.
Yeah.
Because that's what that particular brain malfunction or whatever, that's what I don't know a lot about brain stuff, mm-hmm. but I've kind of been there. My history. I sent you a little thing.
Yeah.
But I've read a lot, and I knew it was not the hydrocephalus. I knew that, but I knew it was something similar.
Yeah. And
I'm just like, ooh, this is not good. This is not good. And you try and put size 10. My husband has size 10.5 shoes. Mm-hmm. Okay, full grown man. I have sons that have size 11, size 10, and let me tell you, you trip over one of those, that's going to hurt. And they're big. They're big. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know you're without wheels right now, but just get a shoe. Go to the store, get a shoe, get a size 10. And think about that and the angle that feet have to be mm-hmm. to be stored in something and taken away. That's why there's no shoes.
Gotcha. Might be because, we just naturally thought that that's just the one thing they forgot to do. But this child, even I asked Seth, does he believe this child will walk out? He went through a laundry list of things of why he doesn't believe. His son had no shoes and literally took none of his devices that he would want to play with on the road.
Exactly. And what were those devices? Oh, phone, switch. Yeah, he wouldn't have left without his shoes, his
no
switch,
snacks,
his phone,
no drinks,
his jacket.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Even Seth the man that knows him best, and I will stake my life on that, knew his son would not leave without his shoes and his switch and his phone and his jacket. If there was an emergency and he said, come on, buddy, we got to go, it'd be shoes, switch, phone, jacket.
And he even described an event. And I was actually surprised when he just like the tornado and how well Sebastian did in the tornado. And he said it's because, you know, if Sebastian saw him getting nervous, Sebastian would have probably been a nervous wreck, but he would kept his cool, he kept it calm, and Sebastian didn't freak out. And they're going through a tornado. That's something that would trigger any child.
Yeah. And there's that whole thing about, you know, I think even though Sebastian had the autism and maybe didn't pick up on social cues, he could feel stress and pressure in his surroundings. And you know, his dad didn't have problems with him having accidents at his house. His dad, you know, he even said, "No, I have problems." So yeah, it's like.
What did you think about his stressed out comment?
Oh yeah. How could you not be? I pick up on that, and I just even to hear that stepdaddy, and when he, especially the first interview, the mom this, the mom that, the mom said, do what? And, you know, that slipped in that Duchess interview. Do what? In other words, he's telling her where to go and what to do, and she's doing it.
Yeah, that was definitely coordinated. I think what had happened, because he was the last person, Chris was the last person Katie spoke to the night before, and the first person she spoke to the next day. I mean, that tells me everything I need to know.
And I truly believe they thought they could discipline this child into being a normal kid, which that just doesn't happen. You have to treat each child with love and compassion. And I have a good friend that I actually spent 2.5 hours on the phone with, who lives in another state, who raised 3 boys. The youngest was autistic, and he is now a young man, lives with her. But her whole purpose in life is to make sure that when she and her husband are no longer able to provide for and take care of that autistic boy, and he's verbal and all that, that they will, that the two older sons and their wives know what to do. Those brothers went into law enforcement so they would know how to react and help train other law enforcement on how to identify an autistic person if they came upon a situation, instead of hitting them with the stun gun. Because when an episode is happening, it can be bad. And I've known this boy since he was a little guy, like not even 5 years old. The first time I met him, he bit me on the thigh.
What do you think about them getting in a fight and Katie like hitting him or pushing him falling backwards and hitting his head?
It's possible. I think she was just spent. Okay, if I did that list of things with one of my grandkids that day, and we had the best day and this and that, you know, a nefarious way of looking at it would have been, okay, it was his last day on earth. She was trying to make it his best day, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but if you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, which after that interview I kind of am having a hard time with, because her leaving to go into the Navy seemed more like an escape route.
It sure did, didn't it?
Yeah, I had always had suspicions, but it sure seemed like an escape route to being a parent to a needy child. Whereas when you hear Seth talk about Sebastian, the reading he did on on babies while she was pregnant and what to do,
you don't
and
get
this
men
and that.
like that. I'm sorry, you just don't. Nobody reads those damn books.
Well, not usually the male partner. I'll tell you that. But he was so excited, and he knew. And when you hear him talk about when Katie told him she was pregnant, that he's like, well, got to adult up now. Yeah, now I'm responsible not just for me, and my wife, but I'm also responsible for a baby. And he has had that attitude throughout all of this. He knows that boy best, and I would certainly tap into everything he said yesterday. I really do. I believe Seth knew Sebastian better. I believe that Seth was excited about that boy coming to live with him. And when people poo-poo the bit about, well, why did he wait till the end of the school year and all that stuff? And it's like, that's what you do with children that have this. You try and create normalcy. Even children that are not autistic.
Oh, yeah.
You try and keep normalcy in their life.
For your children, period.
Absolutely. So anyway, I hope no, I don't hope I'm wrong. I hope they find this boy.
Yeah.
I hope Seth gets
closure, gets something. You know, we want him
to
know.
Because that man is hurting.
Yeah.
He is hurting.
And
I feel that hurt.
The unknown is a terrible place to be.
But your mods did a terrific job. They continue to do a terrific job, and you did a terrific job last night, and you continue to do a terrific job. And bye to all the haters. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you, as Miss Sonia would say.
Yeah, but thank you so much.
God bless you.
Bye.
Bye bye. So this is Betty.
Hi, Betty.
Hi. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Rhonda from Kentucky.
Well, hello, Miss Rhonda from Kentucky.
I have a question, actually, for you, because I've been watching this on and off forever. And I don't want to take it back to Katie and CP, but on their first interview, instead of showing their faces, I thought that was kind of a ploy with their hands, because his one hand stays on the table the whole time, and that's a long sit to be in for your hands to stay put, because you'll want to wipe them off. I have trouble thinking there's something on that top hand. If he's right-handed, I think that's where it would be, right-handed.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, possibly.
And you don't do that for no reason. There's a reason there. And another thing that I'm really was concerned about as well, the shoulder rub when he mentioned Clarksville. Well, come to find out, I learned through, I guess, other things that there's an airport there. Well, if she's still in reserves, would they, and I know how, your buddies will cover for this one, this one, this one, this one. If you needed to take a trip, would they transfer whoever they wanted to and keep it quiet within themselves on the base over there?
I can answer that question because my uncle is retired Navy, but they still travel, and they still travel on base planes and stuff like that. They still have to go through through security. They still check everything, even though he's military.
Okay, so in other words, they can. I mean, say if Katie and Sebastian, she had it planned for him to go somewhere through all this CPS stuff for a while, say a camping 3 months or a, you know what I'm saying. This is just a theory, okay? It's not jiving in my head what I really think, but I'm giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I don't think any parent would go through this if they took because there's nothing unlawful about sending your kid to a place. I don't know. That's what's making me believe that he's not. They didn't send him anywhere because I feel like after everything they've gone through, they'd say he's at this school. There's nothing wrong with him, and they haven't done that yet.
I think of that too, and I think of then I go back to where Chris and Seth was talking. I believe it was on Web Sleuth. Now, I could be wrong, so don't quote me.
Yeah.
There was a part about him being gone, and that Seth speaks up and says, or cuts Chris off by saying, "No, we done talked about that."
Yeah.
And I can't remember what exactly that was. That one bothered me, trying to figure out that was about. Because I think even it went over their heads when they were talking about that.
Yeah.
But it was stopped. It was was pushed to the side. And the shoulder rub was pushed to the side. And the hand, that's my three problems I'm having right now, trying to figure out that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your call, and I the only thing I saw with the hands interview when I was paying attention to it is I could see Chris squeeze her hand every now and again. So we'll be going over that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted you to kind of check out and see what you thought about those things.
Yeah, I did watch it, and I thought it was, but I was looking, I was like zoomed in on the hands, and I'm like, and I kept listening to the question to see if their finger would move, their thumb would move. Like I was getting a little insane with it.
Now that's the one with their hands
Yeah.
being on the table and their face is not showing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I wanted to see what you thought about that.
Yeah,
honey.
well, we'll play it because we're going through all the interviews. I'm trying to get them in order. We just did the Dutch's interview, which was mind-blowing to me because it was the first time I had heard it. And just the differences of the story that I knew in the story that they told her, it was notably different.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that. I've sat back and got into YouTube lately and been watching. I thought, gosh almighty. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Riley Strain, I wouldn't know about Sebastian.
I know. That's the way it is for most of us.
It's, that's the sad part is that boy. I wish that dog would go over that fence and try to figure out how he got down there. And you know how I think what happened there? And I hate to get off the subject a little bit.
No, you can.
That, and I used to be a drinker, okay, years ago. But if I was trying to play it straight, walking, and I run into a cop unexpectedly, I would try to find where I was at. I'd try to find the first escape I could to get out of sight of that cop's eyes, not knowing they may be a hill there. That was my thought. But thank God, though, you all had that. If it wasn't for that boy, even though that I hate that happened to him. He's trying to help Sebastian, and I've got that in my heart.
Yeah.
We're going to find him too, one way or the other. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. God bless you.
You too, honey. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so we've got that, and so I'm just going to turn the phones off just for a second so we can get through. Good morning, old Rusty. It's nice to see you. You missed the entire show, though. No, you can go be part of the replay crew. So I just wanted to go through here. So Melly Cat, thank you. Sebastian Strong, very informative and professional. Oh, Miss Harmony says, dang, Trump got convicted. And he will still run for president. He is going to still run for president. I guarantee he's appealing that. He probably already had the appeal ready. I don't know why I think that. You did a great job on the interview. Thanks so much. Oh, thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Misty says, I love you, Betty. Got clarification on things. We were uncertain what was the truth or not. Thank you for keeping it all about Sebastian. So here is the reason why I brought this up is because I wanted to address it. He said T-Rex, but it's T-Rev, came out 24 hours ago talking about Seth wanted to buy a pew-pew from him. Everybody knew about it. I was disappointed. The question was not asked because I don't like T-Rev. I think he's a piece of shit. Okay? I don't believe anything that comes out of that man's mouth. I know who he's associated with, and I know their tricks up their sleeves. So with that being said, I really don't care about this. It has nothing to do with Sebastian. It has nothing to do with this case. It is an issue to club this man over the head because T-Rev decides to take a girl that was planted in this man's house to extract information while S-ing and effing him and playing around with T-Rev behind the scenes. And T-Rev, Mr. doesn't like to pay child support. Should I keep going on why I refuse to ask those questions in my interview? Just FYI. I'm done with the bullshit here on YouTube. Done with it. I believe C and K mistreated Sebastian. I kept him stressed out, unhappy, and that's how Sebastian's body rebelled against how he was being treated and spoke to and spoke about. They broke Sebastian's spirit. I truly believe that that's what happened. And thank you, little Jessie, for becoming the newest member. And for those that have problems with my commentary, you know, this is the deal. I love people and I love these stories. What I don't like is the BS that comes into them. You know, the bottom line is yes, I do and I will absolutely drop a protest in the middle of a street on a given day if I feel that there's an injustice and it will help. I've done 3 protests on this platform in my career, okay? You know, for these things. It was Summer Wells, Gabby Petito, and Quentin Simon. Okay, so clearly I've been here for 4 years, 3 protests. Obviously not my shtick all the time, okay, that people would like to believe. Much more than that, we do a lot of investigative work, a lot of searching work here on this channel. We get out there in the field, which, you know, even my mean caller probably never even posted a missing person flyer or even got off their ass to go out in the woods. Probably, you know, just saying. But criticism is always easy to do when you don't have to do the work, right? It's so easy to criticize somebody sitting on the sideline when you have no idea what goes into the work at hand that you're criticizing that person for. And I am almost 100% confident that that disgruntled caller sits at home all day and does absolutely nothing but stay miserable, because you could see the misery, you could hear the misery out of that person's voice. So you know what I do for people like that? I pray for them. Because I got to tell you, being that miserable makes me, I don't like it. I really don't. I don't like causing misery for other people. She keeps saying I accuse people. I don't accuse people without proper information to do so. And I usually display that proper information here. And when I put it out, it might be the opinion of other people that they take my opinion. And other people may not. You're more than welcome to express your opinions, but you're not going to do it disgruntledly. You're not going to do it like he ain't got no common sense like that old bag just did. You know? So there is that. And she can sit there and she can be screaming at the computer and, I hate Betty. Okay. Well, you can hate Betty. I can guarantee I'm not the problem that you probably are. Just saying. Just saying. So with all of that being said, you know, Seth has gone through a lot, okay? He got railroaded by a group of people led by one asshole. We all know who it is. And he has all these people. T-Rev's part of his group. Chloe P.I.'s part of his group. Magnolia's part of his group. So whenever they, and you know, the ancillary people, all these other people that suck his, you know what, you know, to do what they do, they all get into these groups and they all have one unified message and go out here. And then I just want to know, why would Michaela, if she was sleeping in the bed with Seth and trying to help Seth get through this, whatever she was doing, why was she recording stuff? Why was she screen capturing stuff? That doesn't sound normal. Seems a little funny. Were you using that hoo-hoo to extract some information, girlfriend? You know what people like me call that? Just saying. Just saying. Being paid to do something? You know what people like me call that? Just saying. Just saying, Michaela. Just saying. Just saying. So why did I not ask him? Because it doesn't matter to me. I think that kid he needs to go get Jesus. I think he needs to take care of his children. I think he needs to pay his child support. I think he needs to quit worrying about everybody else's kids when he needs to worry about his own damn children. Maybe get his own life in order. Maybe that oh, God bless you. Maybe you need to know what that means. Maybe you need to know what Jesus and God means. Because it's more than just a word to make you look good on the other end of a camera. Just saying. Maybe you should learn who he is. Because I'm telling you, the way you're living your life is not wholesome, not holy, and definitely not godly. So you can go, God bless that. You can go, God bless that. I just want people to leave Seth alone. I want them to either move on or get right. We have a 15-year-old child. None of this makes a difference. Yeah, it's drama. It's drama, but I didn't know boys were drama. Sound like a lot of little bitches. If you really want to know my truth. A lot of little bitches out here. Just saying. I don't give a rat's ass about my channel. Don't give a rat's ass about my reputation. If you guys haven't learned that in 3 freaking years, I don't know what to tell you. But if you don't think I'm going to drop down a fucking hammer on your head being such a piece of shit snake and doing what you're doing to Seth, you've got a fucked up way of thinking. Let me tell you that right now. God bless me. Because I'm going to need a lot of prayers over this weekend. Nobody does drama better than this girl right here. So, again, final warning to the assholes on the streets of YouTube. Why don't you guys get right? Let's bring it back to Sebastian and start analyzing this case properly and take our hurt feelings and put them in a fucking box. Woosah. Woosah. I think we need a dose of Jesus. Give me a minute. I think we need a dose of Jesus. I think we need a dose of Jesus up in this house. Time to get right with the Lord, because I'm losing track. Time to get right with the Lord. Let's go ahead and get right. All right, I'm back. I can't find the original. It's around here somewhere. I'll have to look for it. My office is not what it should be. We're going to the language of letting go. We're going to the journal version. We're going to give people some homework today, because I think we all need a little bit of Jesus. Perfect. May 31st. May 31st. Is that today May 31st? Today's May 31st. What if is the name of this one. What if? I was talking to a friend one day about something I planned to do. Actually, I was worrying about how one particular person might react to what I intended to do. What if he doesn't handle it very well, I asked. Then my friend replied, you're going to have to handle it well. What ifs can make us crazy. If you put control over your life in someone else's hands, they put control over your life in someone else's hands. What if are the signs that we have reverted to thinking that people have to react in a particular way for us to continue on our course? What ifs are also a clue that we may be wondering whether we can trust ourselves and our higher power to do what is best for us. These are shreds of codependent ways of thinking, feeling, behaving, and they signal fear. The reactions, feelings, likes or dislikes of others don't have to control our behavior, feelings, and directions. We don't need to control how others react to our choices. We can trust ourselves with the help of a higher power to handle any outcome, even the most uncomfortable. And my friend, we can trust ourselves to handle it well. Today, I will not worry about others' reactions or events outside of my control. Instead, I will focus on my reactions. I will handle my life well today and trust that tomorrow I can do the same. You know what it does say? What it doesn't say in that reading? It doesn't say that you allow other people to dictate to you what you do with your time, body, and soul, what you do with your business, what you do with your personal stuff, like that crabby old lady did, right? You need to do this. And you know what I was going to ask her? She wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. Is what makes you think you have the authority to tell any other person what they should be doing? Do you think somebody has the authority to tell you what to do? Because I would have told her exactly what to do if she thought I had that right, like she thought she had that right to tell me. But she wouldn't let me talk, because once she starts going, she said, I argue with people, but she did exactly what she was telling me I did to other people. Anybody that went against her, she was the one screaming. The only time I screamed was to try to get her to stop screaming. But she went off while trying to tell me that I go off. I guess the proof's in the pudding, babe. Just saying. You made yourself look like an ass. Now we know why she refused to give her name. I just think she needs to go get some Jesus. All right, guys, that is the show for today. I hope you got something out of it. Probably nothing much, but last night, the interview with Seth, to me, we learned a lot of new information. He did share with us, right? He did share with us information we hadn't heard before. So I was very appreciative for that. We were able to dive in just a hair on the CPS stuff. He can't get sued, and I don't want him, violating the law. But we were able to ask him at least a general question that kind of directed us on what he saw. So if you hadn't had an opportunity to go back and watch that, please do. Like Robin was telling me in the chat last night, in our Mod Squad chat, and I'm going to tell you guys might want to watch it a couple times because there's information. I'm going to have to rewatch it because there's no way in the world that I was able to do that interview and listen to everything he said. I even had my mods make notes on the interview, and I still have to go back and rewatch the interview again to get all the information that we were able to uncover that's new to us. So I hope everybody else goes back out, reviews that interview, lets me know if you have any questions. I'm not going to be rude, and I'm not going to ask things that don't bode with the case I'm covering. I don't care about ancillary issues that have nothing to do with my victim or a crime. Anybody that wants to deal with those petty issues can go to those petty channels. This is the Bullhorn Betty channel where we like adulting, okay? Adulting. I'm out of high school and I'm out of middle school, if you haven't noticed. I'm 44 years old and I try to act like it, okay? I only have control over myself. I don't have control over the other buffoons on this platform, all right? So they can be pissed off at me all they want, but you know what? I'm done with it. What can I say? I'm done with the bullshit. We need to go to reputable channels. Those are going to be your Harlows, your Annalises, your It's a Crime, right? People that stick to the facts, that stop all this nonsense. We're going to start getting back to that. I'm done with the drama. I'm not promoting any drama, crime drama channel. I didn't even know that I thought they were just drama or crime channels. I thought, the QBs and the BTs were the dramas, right? And I thought we were the true crime. And then this case literally took the blinders off my eyes and made me look around at every person that I have been associating with the exception of one. I don't want people throwing Justin for All under the bus. I love Justin for All. But with the exception of a few, I'm done with them. They're filled with drama. And even when I hear, like Michelle Walk start going in down this disrespectful hole of disrespecting Tony and stuff like she's a professional. When I heard that, I'm like, that I don't even want shit to do with her. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. You're a professional and you can't even act right. That's an integrity issue for me. I'm done. You can't fix integrity for me. Okay? You either got it or you don't. And there's a whole lot of people that just don't have it. And that's a problem for me. So, you know what? I stood alone for 3 freaking years. I'm standing alone for the next 3 years. Okay? I don't want to be a part of this shit. I'm not bringing my channel to be part of this shit. We're pulling ourselves out of this. We are true crime. We do true crime. We do bad guys. I don't care about pew-pews, and I don't care about little boys that can't keep their penis in their pants. Okay? So just to clarify that on where I'm at. Now I'm done. So, there's that. All right, guys, you guys have an amazing day. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Go out there. I would say be a Betty, but you know what? Betty's got a little piss and vinegar in her, so I'm going to say be a better Betty today. Okay? We'll be a Betty tomorrow, but be a better Betty than I was today. Okay? God bless you guys. Have a great day. Go rock it out. We'll see you soon.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.